Have I got something very cool to talk about today? This is from Alex. Linking all that down below. This is made by another very cool South African maker. I swear, I need to buy my own South African knife at some point. Maybe the Erica's Bloomerist that I just shipped off to Gary, who loans a lot of stuff in, maybe he won't like that one. And if he doesn't like that one, he better send it back to me and I'll take it, because that was the coolest one I think I have ever seen. But anyway, let's talk about this one. This is from, and I'm going to butcher the name, and I apologize. I think it's Charl Pienaar Knives. And I'll put a link to his Instagram down below so that you can see it. It's spelled Charl. So I think it's Carl, but maybe it's Charl? I don't know. I'm sorry. But this is, I believe the model is called CPX, but I'm not sure about that either. It does come with the tool for the pivot, which I thought was very cool. But look at that, Damasteel bolsters. Westinghouse maroon micarta. Beautiful liners. The finish work here, you can feel a difference. There is a little bit of a seam there, but not much at all. Mostly because of the material. With a nail, you can kind of tell, but man, the hand finish on this is just amazing. Pocket clip works really well. It's got a little bit of spring to it. I like the gold accents of the clip and the liners. And then the hardware, of course, as well. It just looks great. Now, the detent is a little light on this particular one that Alex kind of warned me about. But as you work with a knife, as you handle a knife, and I've mentioned this before many times, you get used to it. And after a few times of opening and whatnot, you get it down pat and you're good to go. And it works amazing. Now, the front flipper thing is not my thing. Much like the Spidey flick. I don't, or reverse flick, whatever you want to call it. I tried to love the front flip when I had the FIF 20 and the FIF 23 from CKF Knives, the Custom Knife Factory. I really tried to like it and get on board with the whole front flip thing, but I just never could. But that's just me. A lot of people love it. Look at this blade. It's got probably a little fingerprints and some smudges on it, but look at that hand-rubbed satin. This is N690 blade steel. And it's just fantastic. It's beautiful. Don't mind the little smudge over here. That's not a problem with the knife. That's just a problem with my fat fingers touching stuff. But it's a beautiful knife. It's just beautiful. Now, it fits great in the hand. It is on the small side. This is a small knife in Dirk's world, right? But it's still amazing. And just the handwork, the hand finishing, what you get from I just can't speak highly enough about the South African makers. I just can't. So it's just a hair under 4 inches closed, 6 3/4 overall with a 2.8 inch blade, almost 2.9, 2.88. So it is on the smaller side for Dirk, but it's okay. Super thin and slicey, 0.014 behind the edge with a blade thickness of 0.123. So this is going to be a really good daily use EDC type of knife that can do everything. Overall thickness is 0.554, weighs in at 3.8 ounces. This is the first liner lock that he ever did in this model. It's just very cool. Like, yeah. You see some of the details here, if we can zoom back in again, on the crown or on the spine is crowned, making it very comfortable up here. That's very nice and rounded. It's a little bit chamfered on the edges here, just a little bit softened. Overall, it's just great. Like, yeah, I don't know what else to say. The price on this, I don't know. But what I can tell you, I can pretty much guarantee you it's less than something comparable made in the United States. Because that's how the South Africans are. Their pricing is phenomenal. When you get to the United States and you use any sort of exotic material, even though the only real exotic material in here is the bolsters, in the US, that's hundreds of dollar upcharge. Hundreds. South Africa, I don't know what this cost. I know that the Ericus Bloomerus that I just sent to Gary, that I'll put a link up in the corner for him, and I'll put a link to the South African playlist, was like $1,400. That's a $2,000 knife anywhere in the United States. Spyderco Delica. Kubi KB237. Since we're talking some Damasteel, why don't I pull out the Damasteel Hellraiser with its monster clip, so it doesn't really sit flat, but there you go. So you could probably have too much Damasteel. I don't know with the South African knife here if you would want to do a Damasteel blade with the Damasteel bolsters. That to me, that's almost too much. This worked out well because Damasteel blade, Damasteel backspacer. I don't know. Alex really has it going on with the knives that he gets. Like me, he has a very, very varied collection from South Africa, from Russia, from America, from China. Like, he has everything, as do I. I don't have any South African knives and I don't have any Russian knives. So I guess I don't have everything, but you know what I mean. I have a wide variety, as you've seen on the channel many times. Alex, thank you very much. This one has been a pleasure to check out. There will be a link to the knife maker down below. I'll put a link to the Ericus Bloomerus knife that I just sent to Gary over here since I've talked about it, and a link to my South African playlist over there. Please go check them out.